I want you to imagine a country built around its diverse culture and kind people, a common theme seen across the globe. But what if I told you that one country in particular had a history so deep and complex that it pierces our understanding of how a civilization grows and ultimately falls? In this multi-part series, I will immerse myself into the time capsule buried under the modern world within a country containing more information about the ancient past than almost any other. And I will attempt to uncover what recent history has long forgotten. But in order to do this, I will have to begin at the top of our timeline. And there is no better place to do this than the city of Lima, the capital of this beautiful country of Peru, once home to a thriving Inca empire until conquered by Spanish conquest in the 1500s. I begin my journey in the United States, leaving my worries, my uncertainty, and even my family behind. 5:10 in the morning. It's all right though. I'm used to rolling in right at the last minute. Just said goodbye to my dad. Now we're on our way to security. It's way too early for this shit. All right, everybody, we're in the airport now. I'm right in front of my gate. Once I get to Houston, I have an 8-hour layover. I don't think I've ever had a layover this long in my entire life, but I guess it'll give me time to think and contemplate what I'm gonna be doing for the next 3 weeks, of which I have absolutely no idea. So yeah, this should be a good time. After catching my flight to Houston early in the morning, I was absolutely exhausted, so I took this long layover as a chance to catch up on some rest, and also digest the long journey ahead that was soon beginning to feel all too real. While I was on the plane, I was gratefully blessed to meet a wonderful family that was from the area I was planning to stay in for the first part of my trip. At this moment, I received what felt like a small weight lifted off of my shoulders, as in this moment, it was important for me to remember that above the adventure is the most important thing to keep my focus on: relationships and love and kindness that I experienced during my travels. This kid is following me. He's 15 years old. Hey man, I love the support. I don't want to be solo. I'm talking to this 15-year-old kid. He's awesome. He just subscribed to the channel.
I'll subscribe on my phone when I get my phone. It's up there.
Yo, let's go. He's gonna subscribe on another device. So I'm gonna ask him a couple of questions. First question is, what was it like growing up learning multiple languages? Did you find it difficult or was it easy?
I found it pretty adaptable because when I was little, my mom spoke to me in English and my dad in Spanish, so I kind of picked up both languages.
So related to that, do you now speak to your dad still in Spanish and your mom in English?
Yes.
Yo, that's awesome. So you play soccer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that your favorite sport?
Yeah, it's my favorite sport.
What do you want to be when you grow up? When I amass 10 million subscribers. I don't know about that, but
You'll make it.
he's saying I'm gonna make it. Hey man, when God puts people in your way, just let it happen. We've officially made it to Peru. I'm about to head through customs now. We're gonna get to our hotel. I am super exhausted. It's almost 1 a.m. in the morning. Probably gonna be sleeping in a lot tomorrow morning. After arriving at the airport, I was able to arrange a private taxi that took me to my hotel I had only booked just a few hours ago. Driving at night through the city and along the coast was a surreal experience in itself. It felt as though I had entered a completely different world. But little did I know what was to come. All right, everybody, it is morning. We are in Lima, Peru. The hotel I'm staying at, the checkout time is at 1 p.m. and I woke up at 12:15 because I didn't get to sleep until 2 in the morning. I have absolutely no idea where I'm going to be staying tonight, but first things first, I gotta figure out my internet connection because unfortunately, I have zero cellular service right now. And that is not good, especially when you're in a foreign country. I was eagerly awaiting the day as I had many curiosities and questions I wanted answers to. But first I had to arrange my cellular service as there were a few complications with my phone. Although I was quite tired as I had been up for nearly 24 hours, I was ready to leave the hotel and see what the city had to offer. Alright you guys, so we just left the hostel and I asked the lady at the counter for any good recommendations of where to stay tonight. And she was saying that there's a hostel nearby called Pariwana Hostel and it's pretty good, so we might head there. I feel like I'm in another world right now. I think the best option is probably gonna get some food and then go to the hostel. Before I went to what I hoped would be where I would be staying for the next few nights and drop off my bag, I chose to visit the local park, Park Kennedy. Right, so I think we're gonna go check out the park real quick before I do anything. I'm just immensely curious about where I am at the moment. Although I did not see any today, this park is commonly known to have many cats roaming around, and as I walked through, I noticed an immense feeling of peace and safety here. People walking and talking, beautiful flowers and trees, and a wonderful smell that overcame the odor of vehicles and the pavement nearby. The temperature is extremely nice here. It's only about 76 degrees, something close to that number. That is freaking awesome. Make my way to the hostel. That way I can get this giant bag off of me. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely ridiculous how enormous this bag is. So we made a friend. His name is Nick.
Hi guys, how's it going?
My 85 subscribers. 85 people are watching. We're gonna catch a ride to, what's this place called? Central Histórica. I have no backstory or understanding of this place, so we're gonna see if we can learn something. Very happily, I was able to acquire a friend the first moment I entered the hostel I would be staying at. We decided it would be a good idea to visit the historic downtown plaza, containing a wealth of Spanish history and architecture. What's this place called again? Centro Histórico. So I guess this is the central historical part of Lima. Earlier we were getting New York vibes just because there's that one shot of New York where you can see through all the buildings down one road and the sun's out. Well, this isn't like the one we saw earlier, but this is pretty close. I think that's the museum.
It's weird, 'cause it says museum there, but then it says Bangkok there.
But that looks like a V though, you know? We're trying to decide if this is a bank or a museum. Not sure what it is.
Oh, it looks like a bank.
Oh, no. Visitar el Museo Central. Exotic. Not exotic. Not good. Whatever this is right here.
I'm trying to be, I like to be positive in life.
Central. I feel like this must be the true, like, centro. This is absolutely beautiful. People just come here and hang out and play and, you know, do whatever they want. All these very old buildings. Not sure what that building is. I would like to find out. This is the heart of Lima, Plaza Mayor. Nearly 500 years ago, this is where Francisco Pizarro, a Spanish conquistador, founded the city and where Spain began controlling much of South America. Cathedrals, palaces, balconies, built with wealth pulled from the Andes. Standing here, it almost feels like Europe. But beneath these streets is an older story, one that started thousands of years before the Spanish ever arrived. I really like the layout of this place. Francisco Pizarro arrived here in 1535, fresh from conquering the Inca Empire. He chose this exact spot to found Lima, not just a city, but a new capital for Spain's control over South America. From this plaza, gold and silver flowed out of the Andes and into Europe. Armies marched, laws were written, entire cultures were reshaped, and just like that, an ancient world was changed forever. This is just from my understanding. The story of this guy is basically, he was a Spanish conquistador. He came to Lima and that's where it all went down. That's where he conquered the Inca and everything fell. So when I think of this story, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, I think of, I guess, more or less the Europeans coming over to America and basically saying, this is mine, booting out whoever was living there. Very interesting how much we've grown, I would say. Yeah, of Peru and founder. After exploring the plaza, we walked down some streets, we saw people selling stuff and enjoying their lives here in the heart of Lima. On top of that, we also got a chance to explore a local church, which was absolutely gorgeous. You can clearly feel the presence of heavy Christian influence brought here from the Spanish. You can only imagine the kind of drastic shift in culture that must have taken place here many hundreds of years ago. The exact function of these structures, which we refer to as pozuelos, remains unknown. It is assumed that they served as points of connection with the deceased where holy water could be poured right here. Inside, very difficult to see. I wonder how long it took to make the face of this church. And man, is there a lot of churches in this area. I think if there's one question I would ask a local Peruvian is, how do they feel about their Spanish heritage? Are the Peruvians a mix of Spanish and Inca from the past? I would assume they are, right?
Yeah.
How do they feel about their history there?
I think a lot of Peruvians can look different in certain regions as well. For example, I think Cusco.
Yeah, I've heard they also speak a different language too, right? Well, they speak
Maybe.
Spanish.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But they still have kept alive another language, is what I've heard
Like a native
from the past. Yeah, like a native language. That's common in the United States, or Native American languages.
Yeah.
But those are dying so fast. I mean, one of the things I think about when I'm thinking about preservation is the natural process of the world is things come and go. Definitely giving me European vibes here. So we've decided to pull into this pizza joint. This guy was just out here selling us insane marketing. He managed to get us in. But it's only 6 soles, so that's about $2 for a slice of pizza and a drink. And this is what I got right here. Never had one of these in my life.
My name is Cesar Reategui.
Cesariati?
Cesar Reategui.
Cesar
Lima, Peru.
Lima,
My friend.
Peru.
Cesar Reategui, my friend.
After having a quick snack and making a friend at the local pizza restaurant, we made our way back to the plaza, where we then met a local Peruvian who migrated to the United States for work over 3 decades ago. And although my Spanish is not very good, I was able to communicate with him as he spoke some English as well. This is my new friend. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Ángel,
Angel. Do you prefer Peru or the United States?
sometimes, because me gusta también ir a Estados Unidos,
Sí.
porque en Estados Unidos trabajé 35 años, trabajé mucho
Wow.
y ya ahora soy retirado. Ahora vivo aquí en Estados Unidos, pero también voy a Estados Unidos. Vivo aquí en Perú, pero también paro allá, pero más paro viajando por el mundo.
How many years? ¿Cuántos años?
35 years.
35 years.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years.
¿Te gusta Perú?
Sí, sí. Primer día,
Primer día aquí. Here.
Sí, en Perú.
Where did you go before?
Mexico.
A México.
Peru is beautiful, guys. Y'all have seen.
It's very, very easy, tranquilo.
So one thing I've noticed here in Peru, they have these bus stations everywhere. And the buses actually get their own lane on the highways. So for example, I'll just point out right here in front of us, if you see the people, they're all actually waiting in line to get into the bus station. I'm not sure how it works. Maybe it's like subways in New York City. You have to have like a pass. I'm not sure if they're free here. Yeah, you definitely have to pay. There's no way it's free. The good news is that when you're in Lima, Peru, taxis are actually really cheap, so affordability is not necessarily a challenge here. After an incredible first day getting to explore the heart of downtown Lima and taking in the beautiful architecture, I still can't help but feel as though there is more to this story that stunning construction is not revealing. So for the next morning, my new friend Nick and I decided to hatch a plan to visit the catacombs, located very close to where we were near the plaza. And hopefully we might gain a deeper understanding of what the Spanish conquest brought here to Lima and how that impacted the lives of locals who had ancestral roots going back more years than anyone could count. So we said we're going to be going to visit the catacombs. Que increíble, right? I guess once we get there, we'll have a chance to learn some more. And I guess since we're doing the tour, we'll have an opportunity to hear from whoever's guiding us. Look at this church right here. This is unbelievable. As we walked through the complex above, we were able to see all the beautiful artwork and artifacts that came with. And in certain rooms, we were able to digest a multitude of paintings containing depictions of the famous Last Supper, including one particular painting that took our breaths away. Beyond this, a beautiful garden area in the center of the complex, which presumably served as a gathering place for priests, children, and families to be in communion with one another. But undoubtedly, the biggest takeaway from this experience was the overwhelming attention to detail in the art and construction that the Spanish brought here to Lima, something that very clearly distinguishes this culture from the myriads of civilizations that had came before. Or at least, that is what is left standing. But beneath this church, beneath these quiet gardens and painted walls, lies something most people never think about. Thousands of bodies. For centuries, this monastery served as Lima's cemetery. Long before modern graves, the dead were carried down into tunnels carved directly into the earth below the city. The catacombs stretch in every direction, narrow corridors lined with bones, skulls stacked carefully into circles and patterns, entire generations resting beneath the foundations of this place. Priests, families, workers, children, nearly 25,000 people buried here between the 1500s and the early 1800s. It's strange to walk through a place so beautiful, sunlight, flowers, art, birds in the courtyard, knowing that just a few feet below you are the remains of people who built this world. Empires rise, cities expand, life keeps moving forward. But down there, time stopped. And standing here, you start to feel how thin the present really is. History isn't just something we read about. Sometimes it's buried quietly beneath our feet. And although I chose not to film inside the catacombs out of respect for the dead and their families, you could feel a presence unlike any other, a presence that remained hidden beneath the bustling streets of a lively city above. Man, what an incredible trip it's been so far. I think we're going to head back to the hostel, start doing some research on what we're going to do tomorrow. As we wrapped up our day inside Lima, something was becoming clearer and clearer. The Spanish came to Lima and brought with them a shift that was so dramatic it wiped out almost any evidence of anything that came before. But not everything. And in my next video, I plan to take one more step into the past and begin to uncover what came before. What was already here, a civilization that shook the heart of European exploration, something that no explorer could have expected to find so far away from home.